So, welcome everyone to the Northern Competition Stadium. We've got a Women's Super League game today. Barrow Raiders against Leeds Rhinos. Just 2 or 3 minutes away from kick-off. My name's Steve Neal, Chairman of Barrow Raiders. Excuse my commentating skills, but you've got what you've got. And next to me, I've got Shannon Parker, who's a squad member for the Barrow Raiders team. Unfortunately injured at the moment, but welcome, Shannon, for your debut as well.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
So we're just going to go through the 2 teams, starting with the Barrow Raiders team. Fullback, number 5, we've got Chloe Capstick. On the wings, 18, Fran Harley, 23, Hannah Thompson, who's stepped up from the under-19 team. In the centres, we've got number 11 and the captain, Emily Sturziker, number 4, Claire Hutchinson, half-back 6 and 7, Carrie-Anne Smith and Beth Pattinson, prop forwards, Madeline Neal 3, Jodie Morley 10, between those are Beth Lindsay at number 9 at hooker, second rows, Leah Clough number 12, Vanessa Temple number 1, and loose forward, Nicole Stewart 13. On the bench today, we've got Jodie Crawford number 22, Leah Cottier 15, Amy Sunderland 19 and Mia Dobson 14. Moving on to the Leeds Rhinos team, we've got at fullback 2 Ebony Steed, wings 24 Tally Breyer and 18 Olivia Whitehead, centres Sophie Nuttall at number 5, number 4 Evie Cousins, halfback 6 and 7 Melanie Howard and Ruby Walker, props Kaya Glynn and Isabel Northrop, hooker Ruby Bruce, she's wearing 14, and in the second rows 11 and 12 Shannon Brown, Lucy Murray, and at loose forward number 7 Isabel Sykes. Their bench is made up of number 23 Frankie Blakey, 22 Connie Boyd, 15 Ella Donnelly and 27 Jessica Sharp. Just waiting for the teams to come onto the pitch. I think here they come now. First of all, our Raiders are there. Our Raiders are in the tunnel waiting for the Leeds Rhinos to join them before they come out together. Shannon, tough game today. Obviously, one of the big 4, always tough, but we showed a lot of promise in our last game against Lee before the international break. Got a good victory. What's your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, so they did play Leeds at the start of the season. It was quite a tough game, but obviously it was a lot of new faces. Whereas we have come on, we've played a lot more games, and there is people stepping up, so hopefully it will be a good game today.
Yeah, I think certainly we've had a lot of changes in the off season, and big turnover of personnel, and we had such a great debut season in Super League, and it took a little bit of time to adjust. But I think the league game certainly showed that we are adjusting, and some of those new faces, came of age, really, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. That league game, everyone, like Amanda said in the changing rooms, like everyone's just got to play today. Like we need the win. I think that spurred everyone on just to come out and play as best as they could.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I said earlier, Leeds Rhinos will be a much tougher task. They've been at the top table for a number of years, probably since Super League started, really. So it's I guess we've got to start well, haven't we? Because these teams can rack up the points if you don't start well.
Yeah, definitely. I think if Barrow started how they started at the Lee against Lee, then if they get in Leeds' heads early enough, then it could potentially narrow the scoreline, and Leeds might not be as good as we think they are today.
Yeah, well, certainly, when St Helens came to town, it was just after the cup final, and whether there was a bit of a hangover, but in that first half we rattled St Helens, caused a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors. We led 6-0 up to about the half-hour mark, and just a couple of late tries in that first half turned them around at 8-6, but that was a first half performance to be proud of, and I guess we've got to do that again. And again, one of these top sides, we've got to start well, finish sets. It's the old cliches that come out about finishing sets, but it's true, isn't it? That's what you got to do.
Definitely, yeah. They do just need to be best defence today, and obviously finish all the sets. And then they should do good. Absolutely.
So it's going to be Nicole Stewart. It's a lovely sunny day in Barrow. Very unusual for Barrow, but they're going from right to left, and Nicole kicks it, and Leeds Rhinos come away. Tackle there. Chloe Capstick involved with fullback along with Madeline Neal, two of the newcomers, and that's a great run already. Superb run and superb break, and unfortunately Ebony Steeves put the ball down. But that's concerning signs, really, that they've brought for this defence so easily. But they've got a chance now to regroup and hopefully get the defensive mettle sorted and get into the ground, really, because they can't afford those sort of things early doors, can they?
No, definitely not. I mean, Amanda's worked a lot in training with the tackling and defence, just because when you get to these big teams, defence is massive.
Yeah, and they come away now with Stewart, who's been performing really well, lots of points from, and she's certainly the danger woman in terms of the Raiders' attack. Sturzica now taking the ball up, pats off 1 or 2, 3, and she's making a great break there. Down that left-hand side, avoids the touch as well, so she's made some really good meters. Emma Sturzica, captain, wearing 11, playing in the centre. And this is Clough now, second row, taking the ball forward. And this is better from Barrow Raiders as they get into the Leeds territory. And this Morley, again, taking the ball forward. And this is the start that they probably wanted rather than the break that Leeds made. Stewart again finds Smith out the back to Hutchinson, and nice play. I think we've got the last, so they'll be pleased that they've completed the first set. No doubt there'll be a kick coming now from Smith. No, they're actually deciding to run it, and that's not the worst play in the world. Chloe Capstick featuring at fullback found herself in the line. It's turnover, I guess, on Barrow's terms. They can reset and hopefully they can muscle up in defence. Leeds coming away from their own 20. Northrop, strong run. Gets them another 10 metres, but hopefully the defence is picking up. Leeds look in early possession, look well organised. Both sides, they've got good shape already, and it's Barrow are going to have to keep that defensive line. Again, Stewart and Neal involved there in the tackle. Ruby Bruce, dummy half. Howard. And another error from Leeds. So, whilst Barrow have made one set 100% completion, Leeds have now made 2 errors. So, that'll be concerning for Lois, the coach. And Neal takes it up, but forced backwards, but still retains possession, which is the most important thing. Heavy tackle from the Leeds. Prop forward Northrop there. Nice break from Temple. Takes Barrow beyond the halfway line. Stewart. Pattinson. Nice play. Capstick chiming in again from fullback. A new position for her this season. Marley on. It was actually Lindsay who passed to Morley, and Morley's put that down, unfortunately. So an error this time from the Barrow team. And it'll be Leeds who find themselves in decent attacking position, even though they're in their own half. When they got a scrum, they're going to be dangerous. They've got some strike, haven't they, on the edges?
Yeah, they do. They're definitely fast players. So this is where Barrow need to show their defence and just get up straight away, not let them run. Because as soon as they're running, they're going to be off.
Yeah. And they've got numbers on this left-hand attacking side. Stead there, playing at fullback. Oh no, it's Evie Cousins. I apologise. Evie Cousins. Strong run from her. And Barrow will be looking to muscle up. And another error. So, yeah, wow. 3-0 completion rate from Leeds from 3 sets. So they'll be disappointed with that as Barrow come away. And inside ball from Smith finds Neal, who's getting through some work in the early stages. And Barrow go right. Hutchinson involved, the centre. Barrow finding it tough going to make meters, but possession is key, I guess, for them. And they're going down the short side with Lindsay. She finds Temple. Temple puts in a kick. This could cause some problems. And there's Stead at the back. Did make a fumble, but regathered. Well, definitely went backwards. So no suggestion of a knock on, and the referee made the right call there. So Leeds coming away. Sumori this time making good meters. So it's already evident that Leeds are making more meters, and the referee's not happy with the amount of time Barrow holding on there, and they've given a penalty away. Obviously in their own 40, it's a penalty as opposed to 6 again, and Barrow going to be inviting some pressure. They can't keep relying on Leeds making errors throughout the whole game. Obviously they made 3 out of 3, but time will tell, and if they're given too many opportunities, they'll post points, surely.
Yeah, definitely. If Barrow keep giving Leeds opportunities, they will get through.
So Barrow player down with Nicole Stewart receiving some attention, so they're going to be short on this defensive line. Strong run again. Evie Cousins, she's looking dangerous. Stewart has recovered as she's making her way back, but Leeds looking dangerous. Barrow short on this edge. Ruby Walker taking the line on. But good tackle by Marley, and it needed to be, really. Walker looked very dangerous. Hit the short side now. Shannon Brown, she looks dangerous herself. Can she spin? No, held up. Good Barrow defence in the end. Shannon Brown looking ever dangerous, but Leeds are threatening, and it'll be a good set to hold out if they do manage that. Howard taking it to the line, a bit of crossing there potentially, but I think the Leeds player had gone through the line, so not caused any obstruction. Nice step from... the referee's given some there. Ruby Bruce made a lovely step. I'm not entirely sure what the referee's given. Is it a forward pass, do you think?
Yeah, I think he gave a forward pass from just before the line, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I guess from a Barrow perspective, we'll take it. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Ruby Bruce there with a nice step, looking very dangerous. Potentially could have scored, but it's another error from Leeds. So Barrow will be grateful, but they really need to get into this game. They've got a lot of metres to go now. But the scoreline's still 0-0. 8 minutes on the clock. And they'll go again. This is Capstick. Strong Leeds defence. We can already see why they're a top 4 side. And Clough comes away. Now Leeds, perhaps not at the top of the table. Wigan have taken over that mantle from, maybe St Helens and York from last season. So Leeds, I wouldn't dare to rank them just as the 4th best team. I think they're certainly one of the best. But I guess the table doesn't lie. They are 4th, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
they are.
Are they one of the weaker teams of the top 4? I'm not entirely sure. They've had a couple of good draws, haven't they, with Saints? Beaten in the last minute as well by Saints with that conversion from the touchline from Fair Gaskin, which was a killer blow for them. But I think they draw Mallorca in this season, so they're certainly competitive, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They did lose a few big names, obviously, at the start of the season, with like Amy Hardcastle leaving at the start of the season, and some others just following.
Yeah, I guess Leeds have got the benefit of a good under-19 setup. That's one of the areas that we're hoping to improve. We've got 1 or 2 players who have come through this season, but we've not been able to put a 19s team out yet. But that's all part of the development of the game in Cumbria, really. So Walker again, she looks dangerous, stepping and taking the defence on. Leeds have Barrow did finish the set, kicked, but Leeds have found their way down the field and now in the danger zone with Howard pulling strings. Northrop again. And another error from Leeds. And Northrop's injured there. Yeah, the referee's calling time off. I'm not sure if it's a head injury, but either way, there's an injury. And player safety, I guess, is paramount. And it's a hot day and it's an opportunity to get the water on anyway, because it's, even just 10 minutes with no breaks. It's energy sapping, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when it's warm, and obviously you're running around, lots of movement. They've been like obviously defending, attacking. They'll all be, it's a warm one.
Yeah, I think there's already a directive gone out by the Rugby League today that if there isn't plenty of tries in games, that there's going to be some controlled breaks. So we've received that information. So I guess this could be used as one of them with the injury there. But she looks okay. Hopefully, be able to continue, and Barrow will be able to take this ball out of their defence. So not sure if it was a high shot or well, either way, the medical team are happy. Northrop's able to continue making a place in the defensive line. This is Sturzik taking it away with that trademark handoff. Always seems to bump off the first defender and often 2 or 3 defenders before she's brought to ground. So Morley, ever rely on Morley. She's always gets through plenty of work. And similarly, Lindsay now takes the ball up. She had Clough on her outside, chose to go alone. So Barrow making hard work of coming out, but that's what they've got to do. Smith finds Hutchinson. So they're trundling forward. Not massive games that the Leeds team are making, but I say probably a little bit better at keeping possession. And Temple, she's dangerous, often does lateral runs and then finds a gap. But this time really there's no progress, and Barrow have got to the last, so they are finishing sets. And this is Lindsay, the hooker. Decent kick, but Stead's got that on the full. She's an athlete. Oh, great tackle though from Hutchinson. She'll be delighted with that tackle because Stead there was looking very dangerous, and I could see a full length try coming. And again, good defence. Neil and Stewart involved. Sophie Nuttall, 5 in the back, playing in the centre there, but doing a trademark scoot that wingers often do. Shannon Brown. This is better from Leeds. Certainly in terms of keeping possession, nice inside ball. Walker, again looking dangerous, but our defence have held out. They got to the last, see what Leeds can do on the last tackle. This is I think it'll be their first completed set, really. And Howard puts in a dangerous kick. That is dangerous. I'm not sure who's going to deal with that. And it's certainly Barrow having. And it's a try. It's definitely a try for Leeds. Barrow failed to deal with that kick from Melanie Howard. Not 100.
Try scorer was number 12, Lucy Murray.
I wasn't 100% sure.
I know who was that.
I've been saved by the announcer. So Lucy Murray, it was first to react to that bouncing ball. I think Barrow really needed to take that on the full, didn't they?
No, well, obviously, on that edge, there is Hannah Thompson. Obviously, she's under 19. She's just come up. She's never played rugby before. She played a few games for Ulverston, and then, obviously, I think her first game was York. So, a tough game. She played the other week, and then obviously coming into this game, Leeds are a good team, and obviously Lucy Murray has just been brought into the England side, so obviously there is a lot of experience there from herself, like compared to someone like Hannah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have a sink or swim in them situations, don't you? But she's acquitted herself quite well, and considering
definitely.
she's a novice at rugby and she's been thrust into Super League, she's done tremendously well. I mean, against Lee in the last game, she certainly didn't look out of place, did she?
No, she is confident, and she is a good player. You know, she can run fast. She is pretty strong. She's usually quite confident under that high ball, but obviously when people are running at you, it is different.
And conversion is missed by Leeds Rhinos there. So with 14 minutes on the clock, Barrow 0, Leeds Rhinos 4. Probably a fair reflection of the dominance, certainly in territory, that Leeds have had. Obviously, the areas they won't be happy about. But in terms of, as I said, territory, the on balance have probably been the better side. But
yeah, definitely.
You know, Barrow have not had a chance really to get into the red zone at all, and that's kind of where they are dangerous. You know, with the likes of Stewart and Marley.
Yeah,
close
they're
range,
both.
close range strides have been our sort of forte this season, haven't they?
Yeah, they're both brilliant players, very strong.
So Stewart who kicks off. Howard again. It's a lovely step. Clearly got a lot of skill. Melanie Howard, she was the one put up that kick. And Northrop showing no ill effects from the earlier injury. And Leeds finding it a lot easier than Barrow to make territory. But good tackle over from Morley. Carry on Smith involved. Walker. Oh, lovely show and go from Walker. Oh, and it's gone forward. The offload was attempted and the kick through has resulted in a better result from Barrow than what would have been a scrum. It's going to be a 7-tackle, 20-metre restart. So Barrow again relieved that they haven't conceded there, but they're hanging in there, I guess. Hutchinson. And patience ran out for the referee that time. And he's decided a bit of tit for tat. Barrow got a penalty conceded for laying on, and Leeds have done the same. I'm not entirely convinced it was that long, but
no, neither.
But we've got one back. So Barrow have got themselves 10 metres short of the halfway line, and they're obviously a better opportunity to get territory and hopefully end with an attacking kick. We'll see how it goes. And this is Neil taking the ball forward. Met again by strong Leeds defence. Hutchinson's been busy, both in attack and defence. Some strong runs, some decent tackles. Player of the match last time against Lee. She certainly looks up for it, and the heat won't bother her. She's a fitness fanatic, and
she's
Claire.
Unbelievable, is Claire. Yeah, she just turns up every week.
There's Clough. And Clough, one of these barnstorming runs that she's capable of, but again, met by strong Leeds defence. It's proving difficult to find any gaps at all. Short side Smith finds Temple. She's running the edge in the second row despite number 1 on the back. Injury and back play to Melanie Howard, I think it is. But Barrow got to the end of the set. Stewart's put a high kick in. She's put everyone on side. And she's made the tackle. So well done, Nicole Stewart. We're going to stop for the break in play for an injury there. There could be a couple of injuries, actually. Stewart's tackle has also caused a problem for the Leeds defence, and Melanie Howard in back players down, so the pitch is quite hard actually because of the lack of rain over the last week or so. There's plenty of grass on it, which is a cushion, but you know, if your head hits the floor, it's as bad as hitting concrete, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And Nicole isn't someone I'd like to be tackled by either.
No, she's kind of ragged her around a little bit there, didn't she? And I don't know if there was head contact on the floor. It was just the bit of whiplash from the way she was manhandled, but hopefully all good. Seems more of an arm injury, which is we don't want any concussions, do we?
No.
So 17 minutes is on the clock. Bit of water is coming out again. I think Leeds look a little bit better at bringing water out than the Barrow at the moment. Leeds Rhino still leading 4-0, but I guess in terms of scoreline, that's pretty respectable.
Definitely. After last time, I think half time was something like 30-odd-0. So if they can keep them 4-0 till half time, they're already winning, really.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think we all know where we are. We want to be respectable. We want to be competitive. You know, whether we're at the stage where we're winning these games, you know, we're realistically, it could well be beyond us at this stage, unless, you know, there's a really, really poor performance. But Leeds certainly look good in the sun. Soften it all there. So Barrow will be relatively happy that they're hanging in there, but things can change quickly. Northrop again, making good yards, and then it's a quick play of the ball, and the Barrows defence is at 6 and 7s. Nice pass out to the wing from Howard. And Whitehead making extra yards. So just see how quickly Leeds have come down the field. We have got to the last tackle, so Barrow will be 6 again. That's criminal, really, on the last tackle when they've done all that hard work and they're just inviting pressure to Barrow. And Leeds rumbling forward. Looking dangerous, and a lovely line there. And as you say, Lucy Murray again in for a second. Fantastically well worked. Try from Leeds Rhinos. Found the gaps in the Barrow defence. That 6 again was a killer, really.
Yeah, definitely.
And, they were all at sea from the original break, but managed to get a bit more composure. But as I say, 6 again hurt, and a lovely line from Lucy Murray. So that's the Rhinos up to 8-0, and as I said before, probably on the balance of play that's probably deserved, but Barrow is sticking in there. They just hope now that it doesn't go away, because on these hot days, it can. So we're just looking at the replay there. Barrow a little bit shot on Leeds' left-hand side. That a great line. That's a nice underline, really, and then she's evaded the defence and scored a lovely try. So that's 2 on the day for Lucy. And a similar position kick, maybe a little bit closer at the post. So we'll see if Leeds are successful this time. And no, not the best. This time it's across the post. The first one was to the left of the post. So still in it, I guess, 8-0. It hasn't gone away yet. But I noticed there's 1 or 2 Barrow players on the haunches. It is a hot day, and then you do a lot of defending. It's the worst thing that can happen, really, isn't it? Because it really tests those fitness levels. Yeah,
definitely. And Leeds are a fitter side, but Barrow just need to show them that they're not here to quit. They are really good in defence, and when they do get good ball, they are dangerous. You've got Cluffy, Jodie, and Nicole. They're all good players.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stewart gets it back on the way, but. Strong run there, and now then there's Marler's down. It was Donnelly who made that strong run.
Yeah, brilliant run there.
Marler did well to get in front of her, really, the pace she was running at. But she's come off second best in that collision. Again, hopefully it's just a bang. But the doctors has come onto the field of play, so that's a concern. And maybe a bit of claret. Yeah, certainly. The way the physio's holding Jodie Marley there, looks as though perhaps the nose is bust.
Yeah, it does. Maybe broken nose.
Well, we won't diagnose a break straight away.
Well, no.
Hopefully it's just a bust.
Yeah, hopefully it is just a bust.
Yes, but clearly that's a blow, because Marley's certainly one of the best defenders in the team, if not, in terms of work rate. She's probably up there on attack accounts every single game. So this is an opportunity for Jodie Crawford to come on.
Substitution going off was number 10, Jodie Morley. Coming on was number 22, Jodie Crawford. Sponsored by the
So hopefully the doctor can get to work, maybe a stitch or two, or just stem the blood flow. It is a blood thin substitution, so we'll get to keep the sub, I think, if she can return within 15 minutes. But Leeds again looking dangerous over the halfway line. Capstick up from full back, but then there's no one at home in the back if Leeds can spot that. And if they make half a break, which they're about to do, good play from Sturziker in defence. So the Briar there finds Stead. Glynn taking the ball forward. Barrow shot. I think they've gone the wrong way. Good D from Clough. And it needed to be, really. They got to the last tackle. Again, Barrow look short on the Leeds left if they move it through hands. Up quick, but ultimately they've been done for numbers. And Ebony Stead scores in the corner, 5 yards from the corner. Leeds spotted the gap. Barrow defence rushed up, and they had to make the tackle, really, didn't they? Or else the numbers were going to tell on that left-hand edge.
Yeah, definitely. They needed to move over more then. Obviously, I think there's a few shooting out of line, which obviously causes even more gaps that Leeds. They're an experienced side. They can look up and they just see it and they can run through.
Yeah, I think they weren't numbered up. That was the main point on the right side of the defence. And the minute they weren't numbered up, Leeds had spotted that and managed to exploit it. I guess the Russian defence, if you do rush, you've got to make it.
Yeah,
if you don't
definitely.
Make it. And Vanessa's tried there, but that's the tackle there in the replay that she's got to make. And then really no chance for Hannah on the wing. Hannah Thompson. Again, she'd come in. If your centre comes in, your winger's got to come in. That's the rule.
Yeah,
or else the gap's even bigger.
Yeah, if she'd have stayed out or come in, then it would have been through either way.
Yeah, exactly. So Leeds starting to keep the scoreboard ticking over, and then probably the hardest conversion of the day is successful. So Leeds have extended the lead to 14 points to 0. Ruby Walker with that conversion.
Rhinos goal scorer was number 7, Ruby Walker.
She'll be a little bit disappointed with her first two efforts, but
yeah, definitely.
That was a fairly decent kick from the edge. So 14-0, and we were talking, minutes ago about 4-0 was quite respectable, and now it's 14, and things can get away from you, can't they, quite quickly?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 14-0 still isn't horrific, but it definitely needs to stay there. The girls just need to work as hard as they can now, because as soon as it gets over that 20 mark, really, you are a bit you do switch off, especially in this heat.
Yeah, I think Leeds have cut out the errors, really. I mean, we were living on their errors in the early part of the game. As I said, I think it was about the first 4 or 5 sets, there was some sort of error. That's potentially a nice kick, but it was almost a challenge there. And Leeds have lost the ball. And this ball still ruled by the referee. So they've gone for the gamble of a short kick-off. Leeds have come up with it, and Barrow have stolen the ball. And Leeds are now attacking again in a dangerous situation over the halfway line, or just on the halfway line. Murray again looking dangerous and strong running. Leeds are full of running now, and those early mistakes seem to have disappeared and running with purpose. And 1 or 2 Barrow defenders lined on the ground, and Leeds at pace on a great line. Fantastic line from Evie Cousins, and they're in again, and this is kind of what you fear, isn't it? That they go back to back, and despite a valiant opening 20, it's looking ominous now.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see that they're just targeting that same edge.
Yeah.
Dan will come on now, and I'm sure he'll have some like words to say. Just, you know, they need to up their act on the defence line, like getting up, moving across, making sure that we are like man on man, moving together.
Yeah, I mean, there's some talent out there, isn't there, with Evie Cousins and Lucy Murray.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they're not short of talent, and whether or not they're not necessarily missing tackles, it's just, you know, not numbering up quite right. And but Leeds are, to their credit, they're finding the gaps, aren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think obviously Lucy Murray played a first game, England v Wales, the other week, and I think she scored 2 or 3 there as well. So
yeah, she'll be full of confidence. And this time it's just gone to the left of the upright. So the score remains Barrow 0, Leeds Rhinos 18. But this next set is important for Barrow. It really is.
The Northern Competition Stadium in Barrow is Barrow Ladies 0, Leeds Rhinos 18.
There's a couple of decisions not gone our way. I'm not saying that they were incorrect, but the ball's still there, resulting in a try. The 6 again, resulting in a try, and that you know, that's 10 points when, you know, we could have been in possession and attacking possession in terms of the last set, but we've got to back the referee. Presumably he's seen a ball steal, and that's that. If you're going to do a ball steal, you probably want to do it on the first player. It's you know, last players are coach killers. But anyway, Nicole Stewart, this time it looks as though she's going deep, and that's what she does do. Ruby Walker lets it go. Nice chase from Capstick, and this is Barrow now. Hopefully get some line speed, keep them pinned down. Tally Breyer, was that taking it away? So this is a little better from the Barrow defence, but yeah, okay, so far so good. Leeds looking good though on the edge. Oh, that's Tally Breyer there popping up in midfield. Swap centres, I think. Oh, and she's going to get a foot on the ball. And that's a mess. Capstick didn't look comfortable at all under that high ball. Had her arms outstretched, but I had no real confidence she was going to catch that. And when she did eventually go for it after the ball bounced, it was a fumble. So Barrow, despite that decent defensive set, have now found themselves in real trouble in terms of being attacked from 30 out.
yeah, definitely. It's hard, you know, when you've just made a really good defensive set, and then obviously errors lead to, well, these potentially scoring a try again.
Yeah. And Leeds again running with shape, running with pace. Lovely pass. And a lovely try. Olivia Whitehead. Pass there from Ebony Steed, who chimed into the line. And Whitehead's gone over. And 5 tries, all down the same channel.
Yeah.
It's just maybe where it's Leeds' attacking threat is. Obviously, your right to left pass is generally stronger than your left to right, with most people being right-handed, and you tend, if you're a coach, to put your best players on your left edge because of that reason. There is easier passing to you. So whether that's what Leeds have done, I don't know, but certainly they've been a threat, and they've ripped open Barrow. And the score line in terms of winning the game, I think, is gone. But it's now a challenge, isn't it? You know, and a successful conversion. Ruby Walker again. Yeah, it's a challenge, isn't it? These are the games that could end up 60, 70, 80. You know, but the next sort of 9 minutes before half time, it's 24. Okay, we don't want to be 24-0 down, but we've got to regroup and hopefully go set for set and keep the scores to where they are. But I mean, I could be talking in 8 minutes' time and we're at 42 or something like that. That's the nature of the game, unfortunately. So Barrow slowly making the way to the halfway line. It doesn't help when you're defending. It's energy sapping. So it compounds the problems, really, doesn't it?
No, definitely. They'll be hot, obviously. No energy. They're just trying to keep up. Obviously, they're in defence again, which is pretty hard in itself.
And probably the best defender in Mall is not on the field. Hopefully, it is a stitch or two in the nose or just stop the blood flow and she'll be able to return. Again, Leeds come out strongly. And these errors are not occurring anymore for Leeds. Ella Donnelly, she's ran well from the moment she's gone. Again, love the short ball. Shannon Brown this time, and she's got to go all the way. Leeds took the ball to the sticks, and again, it's back-to-back tries. Lovely short ball, but the defence probably left something to be desired. It's going to be a long afternoon, I think, now. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, obviously, it's gone to 28 now. It is a big scoreline. They just need to pick up the heads and just, they need this defensive set needs to be on top.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure it's. Obviously things are an issue with the heat and the back-to-back tries and whatever else, but Leeds have improved immensely from that first 15-20 minutes, and they've grown in confidence. And where there was a little bit of a nervousness about them early on and made a lot of errors, but they look slick now. They look dangerous. Every time they're kicked off too, you're fearing that they're going to go full length, and more often than not, that's happening. So Ruby Walker converts, and we're up to 30. 33 minutes on the clock. And again, it's a slow walk, and I guess the assistant coach there, Dan Cargan, will no doubt repeating himself, and pretty much like we're doing in the commentary box, really. Just, they've got to really make sure they complete a defensive set, whether it's, through whatever means. They've got to complete a defensive set, or else this could be a procession.
Yeah, it could end up really bad. I mean, this right side, the defence throughout the game has been unbelievable. It's just everyone else needs to pick up with them.
So again, Stewart's going to kick off. Relatively short. Half a fumble from Connie Boyd, but it went backwards. So Leeds start again. They're on the 30. Coming away. Crawford, Neil, Lindsay all involved in the tackle. So Leeds not playing with any shape at the moment. Clearly they're running a player just to come out. I was find myself counting to 6. A bit of afters at the play of the ball there, but nothing doing. So hitting the short side. Clough's got to make this. Nice offload though.
Yeah, and everyone's just watching Clough then. It would have been a good tackle.
Yeah, and Blake is offloaded. Shannon Brown again is dangerous. And Nicole Stewart, she soon stops her. So we've got to the 5th. No doubt there'll be a kick coming. Oh no, there is an error. So fair play to Barrow there. They've dug in. There's some decent tackles. Leeds were looking dangerous. Obviously we're about to get to the kick, and who knows what would have happened then. But thankfully, from a Barrow perspective, we shouldn't be biased when we're talking, but from a Barrow perspective, they'll be delighted that the ball's gone to ground, and this gives them now an opportunity to at least have a few minutes and make the Leeds defence do a bit of work.
Yeah, definitely. They need to just finish this attacking set here.
I mean, even if they don't make massive meters, they've got to start making Leeds work a little bit in defence. Use a bit of their own energy, which you lose energy, then mistakes happen. And the back end of the game, you might get some mistakes on the back of what you're doing now. This is Crawford taking the ball up. So not far off the halfway line. And 6 again, so it's just a bit of a straddle there. So Barrow will be delighted with that. Clough comes in field. Both Clough and Temple in the second row. They have this trademark sort of sideways run before they pick out the gaps. They're always strong runners. And more often than not do find gaps. So Barrow will be happier with this. Smith out the back. Oh, that's a bit loose. Thompson needs to get on it. Which she does. Hopefully not pushed into touch. Oh, nice offload. I think she was on her way to touch. She's offloaded to Temple. And she's offloaded a bit more scatterly, shall I say. And a knock on. So I think Temple needed to keep hold of the ball there. From Thompson's perspective, that was the right thing to do. She was heading to the touchline. But one too many from a Barrow, and they've undone the fact that they've defended that last set, and they've got a repeat set, and they should have got to the kick, really. And then Leeds would have been coming away in their own half. As it is, they're now in a real attacking position, aren't they?
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, they were going for, Barrow will go into that halfway line, and now they're back up, and it's not what Barrow need, obviously. Leeds are a powerful side, so this is just, again, this has got to be a massive defensive set from Barrow now.
Yeah, and not entirely sure how Barrow are numbered here. We've seen one shot on the defensive line. Oh no, we've got 6. So, I've just cut to ribbons, really. Ruby Walker took the line on. And is that Ebony Steed backing up? I think so. She's gone under the sticks. All I see there defensively, in terms of defensive scrums, you need to defend space rather than numbers. And there was just too much space on that right-hand side. And OK, Leeds didn't have the numbers there, but they quickly filled that space with numbers and then inside ball. And Barrow undone. So, maybe a lesson for the defensive line that, you've got to get people out of the scrum to help, with that defence and make those numbers up when you're short.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Fran was obviously over here on their own. They're all looking at the numbers, but Leeds are smart enough to look up and think, right, we've got some fast players here.
Well, you want a number one-on-one with the whole half of the pitch when you've got Martin and Fire facing, would you? Because Martin and Fire just run around you, and that's exactly what Leeds have done. They've had too much pace, and so you've got it's fair enough having condensed defence, etc. When you're on your opposition's try line, but when you're defending, you've got to defend space. So anyway. The conversion's over, and that is from Ruby Walker as ever, and we've got to 36-0 on the scoreboard, and you probably heard the hooter go, which is a little bit too close in proximity to where we're speaking from. So 36-0, obviously not ideal from a Barrow perspective. Leeds will be absolutely delighted that they've put some good play together, look very, very dangerous. And these conditions are absolutely perfect for rugby, are they? Well, a little bit too hot, if anything. But,
yeah, definitely.
But in terms of errors and such like, there's no wind, there's no rain. It's perfect, isn't it, for a fast team like Leeds to exploit? Yeah,
definitely. I think in the first 5-10 minutes, Leeds obviously did struggle. It was 4-0 for quite some time. They were making errors. But then I think obviously they've had a when they did score that try, the coach has come on and said you need to book your ideas up. Obviously Leeds will be wanting to go third, second, first. So games like this where they can get as many points into them as possible, they do matter to Leeds.
Yeah, and even if they do come fourth, they want to build that confidence because with the playoff system, they've got every chance. I don't think we're going to are unbeatable.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, no, they're unbelievable.
They've come on leaps and bounds this year, but the likes of Leeds will still think that in a playoff situation they can match them, and if they can build confidence in games like this, I think Leeds' fixture list towards the end of the season is relatively kind. They've played a lot of the tough games already.
Yeah.
And, they'll probably just want to build scores in these final few games before we get into what is the business of the playoff football.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got all the hard games left of the season now. Obviously, it's Leeds, then it's Saints, Wigan, and I think York again. So
Huddersfield in between, I think.
Huddersfield, yeah.
Huddersfield, York. So
it's tough games now.
I mean, from our perspective, I guess it's job done. We're pretty lucky that Warrington fell apart a little bit this season, didn't they? And we obviously we beat them comfortably here by 50 odd points ourselves, which is it's just showed really how much Warrington were out of depth in the Super League. But that's given us that year's grace, hasn't it? That's allowed us to put these players in. And all right, we're not a top four challenging team, but we showed in that last game against Lee that we did deserve a place in the Super League, and we are building something here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you look at the score that we made against Saints when they come here, Saints, big team. I mean, half of them do play for England, they're all experienced. They've played in Australia, and they come here and, they thought they were going to absolutely walk all over us, but they didn't. And I think that's like the Barrow side that needs to come out in this second half. The Barrow side that, they are really good players individually. They have a lot. They're good in defence. They are good in good ball. It's just getting the confidence now that it's obviously a lot of points down.
Yeah, I mean, we've had zero possession in the danger zone, really. And that's, as I said before, that's where Barrow come into their own. Those short individual plays between, more often Morley and Stewart and Morley, that's where so many of the tries have come. But we haven't really been a team that goes 70, 80 metres. So we've got to have field position if we're going to, score some points. And, to Leeds' credit, their defence has been strong and we haven't been able to get the metres even to put in attacking kicks.
Yeah, definitely Leeds obviously they've come out and their defence was obviously always going to be good. I think Barrow obviously lost opportunities when Leeds have knocked on they shouldn't be knocking on. They are meant to be up there. They've made a lot of errors, so Barrow maybe should have picked up on that and been we'll kick the ball to so and so. But it's just about fitness again. Leeds are very fit. Barrow maybe not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's telling the coach Amanda some learnings really. Pre-season, you're talking to yourself into an even harder pre-season than you had last year. The way but that's what it's got to be done. It's hard work. There's no substitute for it, is there? You've got to put in the hard yards, and whether it's we're on the coast, are we? So whether it's running on them sandhills or running up to the top of monuments or whatever that you go up in sunny December. It's tough, isn't it?
It is tough, yeah. And we obviously the girls did work incredibly hard last season, but was it enough? I think we didn't think Lee would be as great as they were when we went there. So obviously Amanda will look at what's happened this season, look at other teams, and it will be a hard pre-season. But I think the girls do want to work for it. We are, we all know that we should be in Super League. There's no doubt about it. It's obviously just getting, and we've not had a consistent playing squad yet either. So
yeah, it's tough when you're running with a 22, 23. Other sides are probably running 25 plus 5. Of these talent transfers and 5 under 19s and they've probably got a whole under 19 squad below that as well. So we're in the early stages of development in female rugby in the area, and we've done perhaps remarkably well to get where we have in such a short space of time. But the club's fully behind the women's game, and that's a big thing. And we try and replicate everything we do for the men with the women, and if we can do that off the field, then that gives encouragement to the girls on the field, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously when you look at Leeds, Wigan, Saints, you look at the top four, they have got, they are massive. They're all together. They've got championship teams that if they want to go play Super League, there's so many options. And we are a little town up in Cumbria. It is, we're 2 hours from Manchester, so it is quite far for girls to want to travel. So to build the game up in the area, obviously it's coming on massively. The under-19 girls now stepping up, and there's loads of girls coming through obviously the talent pathway, which is really, really good. It is improving. You've got teams up the coast, so hopefully
we're probably just 2 or 3 years behind everyone else, are we, in terms of providing that conveyor belt of talent coming through. But as you say, the PTP girls, some real talent in those under 15, 16s.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And some of them will be under 19s next year because they'll come through the other end. So it's really, and it's great that some of these girls are coming from the West Cumbria as well. So the likes of Egremont and such like are providing those players. So we're almost, we're representing Cumbria, aren't we, under the name of Barrow?
Yeah.
So that's good as well. And in some ways, our isolation is to our betterment, really, because it's less easy for these good teams to poach our good players, with that 2-hour trek down the motorway. So, but the key is that we've got to nurture our own and build those systems, and hopefully we'll be a force to be reckoned with. And hopefully as well, a bit more money comes into the game in terms of the RL commercial, putting dedicated people on the women's game. I'm a little bit disappointed with that side of things in terms of female sport in football and cricket and rugby union seem to have massive sponsors and exposure, and rugby league's got some superb talented individuals, and the exposure that they've got so far for me isn't good enough, and there should be blue chip companies looking at the role models in our game and people working from RL commercial, bringing some serious money into the game, and then we can talk about professionalism of players and then we start paying people in Barrow because there's enough money coming through central distribution that we will start to attract players from maybe the Championship or whatever who are prepared to drive, because we'll be able to pay them because the money's coming in the game. So that's the challenge for the RFL. But I think they're missing the boat at the moment in terms of women's sport. What the women did in the Euros for football, it just put women on the map.
Yeah.
And obviously they repeated that from 4 years ago, and they got to the World Cup final as well, and the rugby union team is doing really well, and even our England team, it did well last week against Wales, etc. But it's just not got the profile that these other sports have, and that's the challenge for our commercial.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know, obviously there is some paid professional in our Super League, but they're probably not getting what the men get. Obviously, Barrow, we all work full time, whether that's at the yard or we've got our own other jobs. Sometimes we can't make training because if you work I know we've got paramedics, people in the NHS. If you're working till late, you can't make training, which obviously then puts everyone back because we're not training as a team, and then it comes to a game day, maybe people aren't fit because they can't get to training because they just work does come above all.
Yeah, so that's the challenge that we've just set, haven't we, for RL commercial. We're just going to take a short break now, and we'll come back for the start of the second half. Have a little drink, no alcohol, got a glass of Coca-Cola in front of us, haven't we? So we'll have that, and we'll resume just before the teams come out for the second half. And that wasn't a very short break, was it? Well, we've managed to have a gargle of Coca-Cola, and we're back. And Leeds are about to kick off, right to left as we look, and kick off they do, and a great kick. Oh, great take, and that was Hannah Thompson. I thought that was all the way going to touch, and if it wasn't going to touch, I think it was going to put her feet in there. Oh, and a mistake from Neil, and that's just what Barrow didn't want. Was it a way of pass? Was it? I'm not sure. It was a difficult one to take. But either way, Leeds are exactly where they want to be. 10 yards out. They could have got it from the kick-off, which was a great kick-off. But they never. But a few seconds later, they're attacking, and they've got some great shape on this right-hand side. And again, Barrow done there's about 5-on-2 here, and the ball was definitely out the back. But still, Barrow was short, and they're slow to get over on that left-hand defence. And they're going to walk in here, in my opinion. Well, to the eternal credit, they've scrambled really well and forced Leeds back. So they didn't have numbers. Leeds probably guilty of not moving the ball, but they're going to get there in the end, are they not? No, again, strong defence. But there's a player down. That'll probably aid Barrow. Is it Clough?
Yeah, I think it looks like Leah Clough.
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah, she's gone down. Strong run, strong tackle, good tackle. Barrow had done for numbers all over there with that first 3 or 4 attacks. The one from the scrum was an absolute walk-in if Leeds had looked up, but whether it was a predetermined player hitting the front lead runner, but sometimes your halfbacks have just got to look up and see where the gaps are, and the pass out the back was the option for me. But it's easy for me to say up here because I've got a great view, and when you're in the action, it's not as easy.
Yeah, definitely. When you're in there, I mean, you get people on the sides going, do this, do that, and it's like when you're actually in the game, you're completely different, isn't it? When I played, don't worry. I've made plenty of mistakes and took wrong options, and but that's a blow. That there's going to be a change. Hopefully, we can work for the substitutes to come on. And is it Leah? Are we sure? So now Barrow are taking an edge. Yeah, it's definitely Leah Clough, number 12.
And it's Jodie Morley, thankfully. She's coming back. So what we thought before was a blood flow. That's obviously been stemmed. So we haven't seen Leah Cotty yet. Is she struggling? Or?
No, Leah Cotty is pretty fit, yeah.
Oh, she's out there now, sorry. So there's been a change at half time. Oh, and that's Hutchinson. I think she's got a finger to that. She has. So good defensive effort, but Leeds are on the 0 tackle and strong run for it. Isabel Sykes there. And Leeds looking dangerous. That's a good shape at the back. Instead, lovely hands. Evie Cousin puts in Olivia Whitehead. Nice play from Leeds. They had good shape, good numbers. Barrow's defence wasn't all that I see, actually. They had to work for that, but they did. And they played that to perfection. And there's not a lot Barrow could do with some great play like that. Olivia Whitehead going in just by the corner, and 3 minutes on the clock in the second half. Despite some valiant defence from Barrow, certainly in that defensive left-hand side, we've been done for numbers with Hutchinson giving that 6 again, which is again unfortunate, really. With the touch while she was going in at the tackle.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal, obviously, and they're just targeting this left edge. Right edge again. Obviously, that gap was left massively open again. Yeah, so. Is that 6 tries? All within 5 yards of each other, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
We shouldn't be too critical of the Barrow defence.
No, they are doing great.
Leeds, they're playing really well. And again, Ruby Walker. No, she'll be a little bit disappointed with the kicking performance today. Obviously, that was probably the toughest one of the day, but there's been one or two others where I think she would have at least wanted to be closer, and that one really didn't have a chance from the minute she left a boot, really. But I guess when you're 40-0 up, goals are not needed as much. But you want to be kicking your goals for those big games. And we spoke at our time about Faye Gaskin breaking their hearts, but that was from the touchline, wasn't it? And Leeds will be in tight games where goal kicking is a lot more important than it is today. So it's, Beth Pat's going to kick off. And that's a knock-on, I think, from Leeds. So I'm going to say this is probably the best attacking position that Barrow have had throughout the whole of the game. We're 45 minutes on the clock, and I can't recall us ever starting a set sort of 20, 25 out. So let's see what we can do. Hopefully we can build some pressure and test this Leeds defence. So Smith finds Temple. Leeds defence up quick, and we've gone backwards from that scrum, but Cotier to Neil. Oh, Neil's put the ball. Oh no, she hasn't. Well done.
That was a good save from.
It was a good save. I was convinced she'd juggled that away, but a great save in the end. That's the last thing Barrow would have wanted, was to drop the ball on second tackle. Go to the short side. Hutchinson finding some strong Leeds Rhinos defence, but she is a danger. Smith at the back to Cotier probing. It's a little bit. The passing's a little bit slow. Stewart's left the field. I think Lindsay puts in the kick. Not quite sure if that was last tackle or not. I don't think it was. But anyway, Hutchinson's retrieved the situation with a nice tackle. Could have been a penalty there. Whitehead has come away. Oh, 1-on-1 steal. We're claiming. But I think it's a knock-on from the Barrow team. So Leeds are going to get head and feet, I think. Are they? Yeah, they are. So I thought it was two in the tackle. Could have been a penalty. But either way, Leeds will be happy enough. They've got possession. Could have been a loose carry. But these things can go one way or the 50-50 calls from referees. You can't get on top of the refs too much for the decisions they make when the ball comes out. So Leeds then starting first tackle, 10 metres short of the halfway line. Good strong run from the Leeds over the halfway line. Oh, and a little knock on. Again, I'm not entirely convinced there was. There was a bit of a fumble, but I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be let's give a turnover, but I must have given incorrect play of the ball, because that's a turnover. If it was a knock on, it would have been a scrum. So yeah. I'm not entirely sure it was an incorrect play of the ball either, but hey. Unless the ball maybe gone forward, perhaps, where they kicked it forward with the foot instead of backwards. Anyway, Sturzica trying her best. Leeds defence has been absolutely awesome today. Could have been a 6 again there. Left Pat. Oh, Capstick puts the ball on the ground. So the thing is, with Barrow, they can't afford to bring up errors. To have errors, they've got to be squeaky clean against Leeds, and they're making errors in attack. Referee has deemed that advantage was not taken. Again, that's probably borderline decision. She's got 3 or 4 yards, but another 2 or 3, and perhaps advantage would have been over. But again, we can't really argue, can we?
No. Leeds are definitely strong coming from a scrum as well. They've got runners. They look up. They can see the space, and they just attack it so easily.
Yeah, again, Barrow defending 2-on-2 on the right edge, and now the Leeds have quickly added the third. Yeah. And they've been done again for the exact same reasons. They've managed to sort it out because Leeds didn't go wide, but for me, you defend a three on either side when you take the scrum on the 50. But anyway, they got away with it. But if I was the Leeds attack, I'd be going out wide. And so the referee's doing a few favours, giving 6 again to the Leeds, and Northrop has just ploughed away through. They didn't need the 6 again anyway, so
no, they didn't.
Probably weak defence. But that's all come from the Barrow not respecting possession. You know, they haven't had the ball much. And they've got to get, even if they're not making yards, they've got to get at the end of the set, make Leeds do tackling, because it becomes also easy if they just give the ball up so cheaply as they have been doing.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Leeds just got confidence from that scrum. You know, they did make quite a few yards. Luckily, like Sturs, Fran were in the tackle to stop that. But then obviously it's come back out and they've gone in the same corner again. You know, with these, they are strong runners. They just seem to be running over this right-hand side defence at the minute.
Yeah, Northrop that time the prop, but obviously you tend to have split props, so your Northrop's probably your left side is split prop, and again, a lot of talent on that side, isn't there?
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Leeds have extended the lead to 44, still half an hour on the clock, so you know, hot conditions. Ruby Walker again lining the kick up. Let's see if she does any better. Yeah, she does. She slots that over. Touchdowns flags go up. So she'll be a lot happy with herself after that. And that extends the lead to Barrow Raiders 0. Leeds Rhinos 46. So crowd's starting to build up. Obviously it's a double-header today with the Widnes Vikings coming to town for the men. There was quite a few at the start, actually. There's a few underneath us, away from the eyes of the camera, because that's the sunny side of the ground. All in the shadow on the grandstand side, so it probably looks a lot less number of people in than there actually are. There's quite a decent crowd beneath us. Plus, there's a bar and there's a place to get some food over here as well, so
yeah,
that's attractive. So anyway, Barrow kick off, and Leeds go again. Again, they look dangerous. Missed tackle there. Eventually, Cotty has got on top. Another injury in the Barrow defence. Cotty is working from dummy half. A nice tackle. Oh, one-on-one steal. Brilliant there from Vanessa Temple. Hang on a minute. She's signalled as though it's a Leeds penalty. But what he really means, I think, is a Barrow penalty.
Yeah.
Temple had done a great one-on-one steal.
Oh, he's bringing the captains in.
I don't know what's going on here. Didn't look too much in it in terms of aggression.
Did she bite a leg?
There has been a complaint made, perhaps. And Vanessa doesn't look particularly happy, pointing to something on her leg. So the incident's gone on report, and the referee Sykes who's been called out, but I think was the indiscretion, or was it just the captain? So now then, I've got no idea what's going on here. So Leeds have got the penalty. So Temple stolen the ball one-on-one. Looked as though there was an incident involving Temple where she was the victim, and Leeds got the penalty. So I thought he was pointing the wrong way, but clearly he wasn't. Whatever was in his mind, Vanessa Temple's done something wrong. And it's Leeds who are on the attack. Sykes. Lovely hands. Leeds are playing really well. Could have kept going there. Probably would have done better on the edge, but they go again on the short side. Oh, no, they don't. Nice little dummy. So, again, good shape on this left-hand side. Would they go right, though? Oh, that's gone forward. First one had gone forward, I think. Barrow have knocked on. We'll have to wait and see for sure, though. We're not with the referee's decision making. We're getting told there was accusation of a hair pull in that last incident, so that could all be part of what's gone on report. So perhaps the Barrow players done that in response to something that's happened. Well, we'll have to let that go anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll find
it was
out.
right in front of us, but we haven't got a clue, to be honest. So anyway, it was a forward pass. I wasn't sure if he was going to give a knock-on against Barrow, but the ball did go forward. And as I said before, even if they're not going to make yards, they need to make Leeds do 6 tackles. You know, got to get some energy out of this team, or else they'll run all day. Plus, of course, you know, a set takes a minute off the clock. So, no yards after 2. Sturzik, the captain, gets involved. Runs strongly. Makes a few yards forward, having been mostly lateral. If you go short side, there's a chance here. It's Hutchinson. Okay, strong Leeds defence. Evie Cousins had a great game, strong game in defence. Again, she's involved. Knocking back Capstick. Barrow have got to last. They will get a kick. Lindsay will put it in. Not the best. Taken well by Nuttall. Stead outside. Stead's looking dangerous. Got great pace. Oh, lovely inside ball. And again, superb by Leeds. Superb. Ruby Walker this time going over. Fielded the kick. Stead. Sophie Nuttall involved. Takes the kick. Passes to her, but instead making good yards. And then a lovely inside ball to Ruby Walker. And that's a great try from Leeds Rhinos. And Barrow having come out, and I said it's all important about finishing the set, but you've got to defend as well. You can't, you know, especially if you put a high kick into no man's run. Really, you know, you've got to be aware of where you're kicking and number up.
Definitely.
Little kick down the short side might have been a better option. You know, at least you know where you've got numbers, where the ball is.
Yeah, they just kind of kicked it like straight to that fullback then, or the winger, whichever it was, and they just took it so easily.
There's an argument for these blowout games that you actually find touch, and it allows you to regroup, get your defensive line, take some time off the clock, walk into position. I mean, it's not going to win you the game, but it will keep the scoreboard, you know, from overloading. But if you give it to Leeds' dangerous back 3, then you're inviting problems.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as, we've just seen that as soon as they start running, they're off.
So again, Walker's kicked that goal.
So the current score here at the Northern Competition Stadium in Barrow is Barrow Ladies 0, Leeds Rhinos 52.
So as you say, it doesn't get any easier, does it? We've got St Helens next week, trip to Saints, away game. That's Saturday, yeah. And then,
Saturday.
And then the week after we've got Wigan in town. So it's it's not going to get any easier. So we're going to have to get used to these tough games, and it's character building, isn't it? With what you do in these last 23 minutes when you're already 50 points down. It's medicine, but it's good medicine, isn't it? Because it's in the memory bank of how you coped. Oh, there must have been a foot on the line there. Decent kick-off. So we're still missing Stuart, aren't we? From she's taking a usual break. It is really hard. Whether or not we get to see her again, I'm not sure. So Lindsay comes in at dummy half. We've got Neil on the right. Crawford, it goes left. So again, Leeds muscle up. Leeds' defence has been as good as the attack, really, hasn't it? The Barrow have had nothing against other teams. They've made breaks, but these strong runners here like Temple getting just no change at all out of the Leeds defence, and been very, very impressive. Crawford again. This is a second hit up of the set. Trundling forward, really, but at least we're in the danger zone. Pattinson stirs the kid. Mrs. Arm, that's just wayward. Again, I talked before about finishing sets when you've got the ball in hand, and Capstick's put out a poor pass there and found touch, and hasn't done better any favours really, has it?
No, definitely not. I know Chloe does struggle with her passing. That's why, she is a runner. She can pick the ball up. She's a good runner, but obviously, Leeds just.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a very enthralling prospect to meet this Leeds defence, but sometimes you got to go through, what you got to go through, and you are going to be faced with some tough hits, but sometimes just take them. And that's a tough hit from the Barrow side, and Leeds player getting gingerly to the feet. Nice ball. Combinations now coming out from Leeds. Little short passes between the forwards. Cousins finds Whitehead. She's cutting File. Neil and Capsticks made that tackle, but again, looked dangerous. Barrow, to be fair, have got the defensive line all set despite that break. Donnelly has looked dangerous since she's come on. And they go down this danger left side. Donnelly again involved. I think she's going to be brought to the ground. And she is. And we got to the last. So what will Leeds do? The pass is weird, but it has gone back. That's a nice little kick. It's going to be a try. Lucy Murray, first to react from that kick. They did have numbers out there on the right hand side. Barrow got to the last tackle, but you've got to number up for the full 6, and they were short out there in that first time on the left hand side of the defence this time. And so that's Lucy Murray for a hat trick. So she's done well.
Yeah, again, she's a good player, and I think obviously there was a gap then. The winger didn't drop back, and obviously the kicker just saw that, grubbered the kick in, and obviously Lucy just dived right over it. So
yeah, so she was the first to react to the very first try. When the kick came through, and quick to react there. So hat trick try. She'll be delighted with that. And Leeds extend the lead. There's been a brief period here where Barrow have kind of gone set for set, but it's back to the status quo of Leeds dominating now. And this is again a test for Ruby Walker. She hasn't been getting them from this range. See what she does now. Hits the post, but decent attempt. So Barrow, a couple of physios on the pitch, so that's not a good sign. Strength of character now. When you've got a knock, sometimes got to play through it. But Carrie Ann Smith, she's having to go off. Got the signal from the physio, so that's a half back down. Not sure what the rearrangement will be. Whether or not maybe Sturziker goes in the arse, something like that. Perhaps I don't know. Or Cottier, perhaps.
Yeah, I think maybe she'll move Cots. I mean, I know Kez has been struggles with a knee. So this season has just been obviously try to keep herself fit.
We've got Nicole Stewart back on the field, so I think it might be obvious to put. I don't know. I'm not the coach, but Cottier maybe into the halves, and Nicole will be back at 30. Not even Nicole herself could go at half back. She plays that sort of role, doesn't she? Where she has players running off her, even when she plays at 13. So now then, there's a break in play for the injury. Can't see it on the camera, but to our left, we've got Carrie Ann Smith on the trial line, being tended to by the physios, and now the doctor's coming out to tend to her. I think she's really struggling there. I say none of this is on camera, I'm afraid, but she's struggling for breath. I don't know. But the doctor's getting involved, and there is a concern that So, yeah, I say all this is off camera, I'm afraid, but the doctor is getting involved with Carrie Ann Smith. 2 physios around her as well. So I'll see if we can get our cameraman to home in on the injury. Keith, you just point the camera at the injury, just while I'm talking about it. Yeah, so we've got. Yeah, she's got oxygen on, so it's not good signs here for Carrie Ann. We wish her well. Some concern from the medical staff here. She was really struggling to breathe. I don't know if she took a knock or it's just the heat. Really, it's so hot today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a warm one. Hopefully
And you normally, we're on the coast. We normally get a breeze wherever. You never know Barrow without wind, but it's dead still today, isn't it? You will struggle to breathe if you have any sort of asthma or anything like that. I don't know if Carrie Ann has something like that. Is she?
I don't think so. I know she has. At the start of the season, she did break a rib. She did play a few more games with the broken rib, so hopefully it's nothing like that again for her.
Yeah, well, obviously broken ribs don't help you breathe and do it, but it's in some respects it's a welcome break for the Barrow team because I think their energy levels were getting sapped by this strong Leeds team. Leeds themselves don't need a break because they're full of running, aren't they?
They do look like they've not played.
We don't really want to put any more petrol in their tank, but so the Leeds team perhaps cleverly are making their way to the shade.
Yeah.
Whilst the Barrow team stay out in the sun. So that's probably a cleverer move from Leeds than it is from Barrow, but the concern continues for Carrie Ann. And we've already got a depleted squad. You know, if you're looking at what we're looking at now, it's it's just likely to miss next week as well by the look of, unless I don't know. I can't presume what the injury is going to be, but it's there's people missing, isn't there? There's obviously Todd Hunter. Sunderland's on the bench, but I'm not sure she's fit enough to come on. Even is it? That's kind of where we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got 1 or 2 more missing, haven't we? I think for who we had missing for the season.
Dobbo has missed a few games. She's also on the bench.
Yeah, so she's had some concussion problems, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's been struggling with her head. So
even today, they're on the bench, and even yourself, naming the 18, and there's little prospects of you playing, was there? So
yeah, there wasn't. Yeah.
So we've been doing it tough. We're probably rotating with 15 today, whether or not. So and we've lost Clough, who didn't look good.
No.
And we've now lost Smith, who definitely doesn't look good, and doing it tough. And this will delay, obviously, the warm-up for the men, maybe. They might be getting a bit agitated.
I know.
The Widnes and the Barrow team have arrived, obviously, for the next part of the double-header. But, injuries are injuries. We've got to deal with them.
Could potentially be called off if she has to get the paramedics.
Well, I don't know. There could be an ambulance on its way. Certainly the doctor's still there, and we can't continue with her in the field of play. So Barrow have gone in the shed, and Leeds are now coming out of it. So I don't know. Well, Leeds are going to have a bit of a warm-up. Not that you need warming up in this heat. So I'm now bringing a chair over, so... Leeds physio is involved as well as the Barrow physio. So there's 4 medical people around Carrie Ann Smith. Still got oxygen on. So still not looking good. Well, they have got her a chair. I think it's more about breathing difficulties than an actual injury, like a rib or anything like that. But either way, it's not good to see. So, not sure where the referee is. Oh, yeah, the referee's still on the halfway line with his two other match officials. I don't know if he's getting briefed on what's actually happening. I guess the longer this continues, could be a possibility of an ambulance being called. Could be a possibility of the game not continuing. Who knows? But now we've got further medical people coming onto the pitch. We've got some medical staff who are supporting the men's team. They're also now getting involved. She's sat upright, and I think they may be trying to get her to her feet, which would be absolutely fantastic news if that's the case. Being told it's an asthma attack, so that's consistent with the breathing difficulties that we suspected. But you don't want one of those in the middle of a rugby match, and obviously the heat's got something to do with that. So we are part of a double header. I mean, from your perspective, do you prefer those sort of games, or do you like it when you have just the women on their own? Because we've mixed it up a little bit this season, haven't we? I think we've only had 3 double headers, whereas in previous years we've tried to do all the games as double headers. But we think as a club that women deserve a standalone fixture as well, and it's good that they get not that they are second-class citizens, but it is their total day and it's not part of a double header. So I don't know. Do you have a preference for that?
I think, from even a crowd perspective, obviously when you have a double header, everyone wants to watch the men, so they just come for the full day. Obviously you've got the bars open and stuff, so that's always good because it gets them a bit of more of an insight into women's rugby. Obviously we're not the same as the men, not the same standard as the men, but we are trying. We train hard, and I think they can see from the first part of the performance that obviously the defence was good. I don't mind either.
Yeah, I think from a club's perspective, we want to sell women's rugby as a standalone event. We feel as though we want to start attracting crowds on its own merit. We want sponsors on its own merit, etc., etc. But anyway, the good news is that Carrie Ann Smith has left the field with medical attention, but walking, and that's fantastic news. And obviously, this is on the back of a Leeds try that you might remember some time ago. But we're now ready to kick off, and it's Pattinson who gets us underway. Kick to the same direction. I think there was one error down there, so she's continued with that. So both teams have had a break. Good tackle there from Cottier and Neal. But they've got to repeat that. As I said before, Leeds full of confidence. Both teams will have benefited from a break. I would suspect Barrow more so because they were struggling to have those energy levels, and they've done a lot of defending. So Walker. Nice ball, danger woman, Murray. But again, strong defence from Barrow, even though there's some decent meters made there. The defence, it wasn't a knock-on to be fair, but she did pull it back on the floor, but went backwards. So play on. And we got to the last. Hit the short side. Oh, there was numbers there. Good numbers. But that's the last tackle. That's going to be a turnover. Leeds slightly disappointed, I would imagine, despite the scoreline, that they didn't exploit that. I think they had a 3-on-1 down the short side. But a bit of skill level let them down. It's Neil taking the ball forward. She's got through a fair bit of work today. There's number 3 on the back, but has got in the props. Her and Marley getting through the work. Marley's lined up. Again, she was going to go short side. Pattinson to Sturziker. And Sturziker's getting manhandled. And manhandled all the way at the touchline. And as ever, the Leeds defence remains very strong. A little bit upright, and they took advantage.
Yeah, it probably wasn't the best move from Barrow then. They probably should have shipped it back to the middle. But
yeah, it's always the danger when they go short side that they number up on you and you find yourself in touch. And with that Leeds defence being so strong and able to have the strength to hold you up and get numbers in, and I'm not saying it was inevitable, but it was certainly a danger that they were going to end up in touch.
yeah, definitely.
So a little bit of messing around there from Crawford at the play of the ball, but got away with not a 6 again. And that's a knock on, I think. Yeah. So Tally Breyer, who started on the wing, has been playing a more prominent role in the middle. She's not on. And Barrow will be relieved. So we've had a long break, probably 10, 15 minutes. Well, certainly 10 minutes, but there's still 15 minutes to go here on the clock. And Leeds Rhinos leading by 56 points to 0. I think Barrow have got to think in terms of sets. If you can't a minute a set, 8 in possession, 7 defend. But if you let tries in, it could be defending for 15. That's the reality of the situation. So that it's important that, as I said before, even if they're not making massive progress, that they do complete the set. And that's a fantastic run from Nicole Stewart, taking defenders with her, and a great leg drive. And a bit more of that. This time it's Neil. Again on the back of that run from Stewart. And she's got a 6 again. So that's good. She's attracted defenders. Temple, another good run from Temple. This is probably Barrow's best set, really. Even that first 3 tackles, great from Stewart, Neil, and Hutchinson. Crawford now. So Marley waits. Tip on. And again, Marley's made some great meters. And it'd be lovely if they could get over a consolation. It could be 6 again there, but the referee's been a touch lenient. Cottier decides to kick for herself. And I'm not sure if that was the right option. But defensively, Marley's involved. Leeds have got to come out just outside their own 10. Sophie Nuttall again involved. She's had a great game today. Lovely hands. Ruby Walker. And Capstick. Great work from Capstick in defence. I thought Leeds were, for all money, going to go the length of the field there, and she's done well. But Leeds looking dangerous. Strong run again from Lucy Brown. Offload. One of the Barrows hurt, but you've got to get on with it. It's Capstick, I think, is down, so there's no fullback. I don't know, Capstick, it's not Capstick, it's Crawford, I think.
Yeah, Crawford.
And Leeds go through hands. Nice player. Again, Ruby Walker involved. Sophie Nuttall's popped up out on that wing. That's her normal position, and she's gone in for a try. Great try again from Leeds Rhinos. Nice that Capstick's hung on there. I know it's only small things, but she was heading right at the post. I know 2 points in the big scheme of things aren't going to make much difference, but it's effort areas that you are prepared to still put in that tackle and not allow someone to go unhindered under the sticks and guarantee the 2 points for a conversion. May well be that the conversion's successful anyway, but at least the effort's still there.
Yeah, definitely. She's a really good player, defensively. I think it's probably up there in the tackles made today. She is a good runner. It is just a shame, one person can't carry a full team. So.
And that's a great kick from Tally Breyer. She's took over there from Ruby Walker. Ruby Walker, bit of an off day on it with a boot, and Tally Breyer's kicked that not far off the touchline, and maybe there's a change in kicker for the season there if that's having to go by. As I say, in these close games, kicking will be crucial. So it's good to land them from that sort of range, because they're the sort of range that are game breakers in those close ones. So Barrow need to keep going. 1 or 2 walking slowly to the halfway line. As I said before, this is character building. You're 62-0 down. There's 11 minutes on the clock. It might be the worst 11 minutes of your life, but you've still got to, put in the effort, and it'll stand you in good stead for those close ones if you are able to show that character and not, completely give up. I don't think they've given up. I think they've just been done by a really good team. Now that's a knock on. I think it's touched the Leeds player in front. There's an argument for offside, actually. Offside would have been my call, because it's the Leeds player's touched it into the Rhinos player who's in front of her. Unless we're saying accidental offside, I'll give him accidental offside. Should we? I'm talking to myself here because
I know
I'm just trying. I spent some time as a referee, so I'm just talking to myself. Don't worry. Anyway, Stewart takes the ball forward again. Barrow in a decent set, and she's offloaded to Temple. I mean, they are trying things, and I guess if it goes wrong, you'd say just finish the set. Oh, they look weak. And again, that defence from Cousins has been spot on all game, and what a hit that was. Chloe Capsick certainly felt it. She did well to hang on, to be honest.
Yeah, I did think that ball was going.
There's been some standout performance from Leeds. Cousins been one of them. Lucy Murray, obviously, not just about a hat trick, but she's been great. Ruby Walker in the halves. Ebony Stead at fullback. Tally Breyer, who's been all over the place. They've been, been some great individual performance, but also a collective performance from Leeds.
Yeah, definitely. They're a really good side. Strong, powerful, and even Leeds props, fast runners. They've very fit. Yeah,
cause problems throughout. Isabel Sykes cause problems. They're an all-round team, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
And on this display, I mean, we've seen. I mean, obviously we can put 100 into us, didn't they? Which is soul destroying. But on this display, I don't think Leeds have got anything to fear from the top sides. I know it's entirely different when you're playing a bottom four side to a top four side, but you do get an idea of how strong teams are, and they look as good as anyone, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. They do look like a good side, but that also comes down to facilities. They'll have a gym at Leeds. Leeds are in the men are in the Super League, which obviously does help with the facility side. Medical care, just everything. It will be a lot better than. Yeah,
I talked before at half time about money coming into the game, and we invest strongly in the women's game, and the club has to find all that themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Through sponsorship and investment in the women's game, because we see it as a vehicle for the growth in the overall sport. And some of these women could turn out to be business leaders and future sponsors of the game. So and obviously supporters of the game. So you want to fill test matches at Wembley, and you've got a whole new audience of women who are now fans of the game because they've played at an early age as girls and come through. So it's, why would you cut off 50% of the population? You just wouldn't, would you?
No, yeah.
So this is Neil.
Another good tackle there.
Yeah, another great tackle. But, got up well. Lindsay to Hutchinson. Hutchinson so often the danger on this right edge, but when you're facing Evie Cousins, it's been a tough afternoon for her. But she's stuck to her task. She's looked decent. Here's Stewart. So we've gone for good hands. Skill level has stayed up until the very last pass, and there's always a danger. I always fear the skill levels are not quite there, and that last pass has gone to the ground. I'm not entirely sure we were creating any overlaps either. It was,
no, they should have just ran that one in.
The Leeds defence was shifting. There wasn't any holes, and it was very lateral. Someone needed to take the line on and then encourage the Leeds defence to to step up, and then the gaps might have appeared. So as it is, Leeds are coming out, and as is customary, they've made some good meters. And there's the short side. Cousins again, good tackle. Dobson has come onto the field. We mentioned her concussion problems over the last few weeks, but she's had a lot of time out to get recovered. So that's good that she's made the field today. Barrow defence hanging back, but to the credit, the defence is made. The tackle's made, I should say. Now then, there's an injury again. Marley. So has she reopened a cut? Certainly, yeah, I think so. Yeah. So she's again holding her nose. It's obviously been patched up while she had some time off the field. But the way she's holding her head back suggests that there's blood flow again. Hopefully we can get that dealt with on the pitch. There's no doctor, thankfully, on the scene. So just 7 minutes remaining. 62-0 the scoreline. Hopefully Marley can take a place in the defence line. She is so important for the amount of work that she does get through in defence. And for that period where she was missing, I think it showed. It might even just be the early tackles in the set, but she does make them, doesn't she? And she stops those, breaks and which result in the defence being all at sea for the scores later on in the set. Anyway, she's recovered, so that's great. So Leeds again going forward. Blakey involved there. And they got to the last, hit the short side. They've spotted it. Numbers. Nice little kick. Oh, fantastic play by the Leeds attack. Ebony Stead, superb. The bounce was, you could say, kind, but you've got to be in the frame to make it kind. And she showed great athleticism to get there. And another fantastic Leeds try. And you've got to applaud, really, some great rugby at times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the way she just, she knew that she was going to have that ball. And Ness obviously letting that ball bounce.
Yeah, but when it first went home, I thought, this is, the end of the set, this is Barrows all over, and she just appeared from nowhere, and, a great athlete, speed, and judged the bounce to perfection, and scored the try. And this is an easier one. Tally Breyer retains the kicking duties. And that's straightforward. So that extends the score to Barrow Raiders 0, Leeds Rhinos 68. And I guess the challenge here is, as it has been throughout the game, just to have a period where they don't go back to back. But there is a very slow walk to the halfway line, as you perhaps might expect from the Barrow team. I don't think the heads have gone completely down, but there's been a lot of tries scored, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has been a lot of tries scored, a lot of missed tackles, a lot of, things that Amanda won't particularly be happy with.
No, not at all. I mean, next season there's talk of having a split season where, you know, the top 4 go off and play extra games against each other, having just played one game against the bottom sides, and you know, play 7 games and then split for the top 4 and the bottom 4, which in World Cup year, you know, might be a good thing. It'll give the intensity of the games at the back end of the season at the top, and it'll allow the teams like Barrow to play, you know, the other teams around them more frequently, and hopefully build the referees showing no leniency. Doesn't care about the scoreboard, which is only right. He's just given 6 again there. So Leeds, this is just the first tackle, a bit slowly to get up. Again, there's great shape on this left hand side. By the same token, the short side looks as though that's exposed as well. Ruby Bruce, they do come left, as I say, great shape. Hit the lead runner. And Donnelly, mentioned before, Donnelly's been strong throughout. Breyer, nice. Stead. And again, that's lovely. Ruby Bruce finishes off the move. Barrow can't defend the offloads. And we've brought the 70-point mark here. Bruce backing up as all good hookers do. Tally Breyer involved a few times in that move. Leeds are just too strong, really.
Yeah, they are good. And obviously when no one's wrapping that ball, you know, someone could make a brilliant tackle, but if that ball isn't wrapped, then they're going to see that offload and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously there's no danger on the scoreline for offloads. Leeds can play without fear. There's going to be certainly no retribution for the coach or anything like that for throwing out wayward passes. It's, you know, and then when you've got that confidence, they tend to come off. Tally Breyer again lines this up, again successful. So that'll be time off in the last 5 minutes. So the slow walk to the halfway line won't be running the clock down this time, but perhaps that's why they're jogging. So hopefully, I keep saying this, hopefully we can get a good defensive setting from a Barrow perspective. But Leeds full of confidence. You won't bet against another try in these closing couple of minutes. So Pattinson, she repeats this kick over and over. And now Leeds are bouncing off tackles, and you've got to make those first up tackles hit and stick and slow. Short side again exposed. Great break. Good tackle by Temple though. Ruby Bruce looking very, very dangerous. Leeds running amok really, but one or two of the Barrow players sticking to the task. So good shape again on the left. Slow defensive line, and brilliant. Evie Cousins in again. Spotted the lack of numbers in the Barrow defensive line, and Evie Cousins is the one to benefit. But it's great skill from the Leeds side. You know, it's all right talking about being short on numbers, but you've got to still have that skill to pull it off, and Leeds are showing that in abundance today.
Yeah, they're definitely showing it. I mean, you know, you give them space to run and they're going to take it. Maybe the Barrow side need to look at, you know, the kick-off a bit differently. Instead of playing it short, they need to get it deep and run up together, because obviously I don't think the short kick's working in Barrow's favour at the moment.
No, we see the same deja vu, doesn't it? Every time we kick to the same place, two or three tackles later, you know, we're behind our try line,
yeah,
and waiting for a conversion.
Yeah.
So I think that could well be the last one of the day. The clock has been ticking down as we speak. We don't, and that's just got to the left-hand side of the post. It should be time off, but I'm not sure it's been signalled by the referee. No, it wasn't signalled. It perhaps should have been, but I think Barrow will be relieved that the hooter has actually gone.
Yeah, definitely.
The final score, Barrow Raiders 0, Leeds Rhinos 78. So, great afternoon for Leeds Rhinos. Disappointing for Barrow Raiders, obviously. First 20 minutes, probably on the back of a few Leeds errors. They gave as good as they got, really. I can't remember the exact score, but maybe about 8-0 at that point. And from then on, it's been a procession, really. But these things happen. We've got to get back on the horse and get back to training, and won't get any easier at St Helens, but that's where we are. And yourself, not far from fitness, hopefully. Could you be one of those lining up at Saints, or is it a bit early for you?
I'm hoping to. Hopefully, after a few I'll be all right.
Well, obviously, given a couple of serious-looking injuries today, hopefully the asthma attack doesn't result in any time out of the game. These things you can recover from, and the hot day won't have helped. But the worrying thing is Leah Clough, who's not appeared again, and she's been a great player for us this year, great tackler as well. So we've missed her in the middle, haven't we? But we're just got to get on with it, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I think hopefully, we'll work on this in training this week and hopefully turn up to Saints, a better team than like today, sort of thing. So
yeah, so just to wrap up, haven't got a list of the scorers, but
no.
but let's just say
few hat tricks.
Ebony State got a few. Evie Cousins was over. Oliver White got a couple. I think Ruby Walker might have got one. Lucy Murray certainly got a hat trick. Ruby Bruce certainly went over. So apologies for not writing all the try scorers down as they happen. But it's fair to say that Leeds have been dominant this afternoon, and apart from that shaky opening 15 minutes where they did make a few errors, they've put on a really good performance, and Lois will be really happy with that performance, and Amanda perhaps not so, given I won't say we fell apart, but it was a tough long day at the office.
Yeah, it was very tough. I think they come out in the first 5 to 15 minutes and they were playing, the best they could, and then after them first few tries, I think it got to about 16-0 and it just kind of dropped off a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, I can't remember when it's turned round. Were we at 40 something at half time? Second half, they were kicking the goals as well second half. So whether you can say that slightly better, I'm trying to pick out of some positives from a 78-0 drubbing, but I guess they stuck to the task. I didn't see any eggs go down.
No, definitely.
And it's obvious we need a little bit more quality, and we talked earlier about the talent coming through, and hopefully it might be a 1-2 year process before that talent does come through. But even the likes of yourselves, very very young, and there's a lot of young players in that team that will benefit from this tough game, tough season, and in years to come they'll be the figureheads of the team and be able to bring on the youngsters, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got players like Maddie Neal who's come in. She was a centre, and now she's been moved to prop, which is a massive change. And she's playing. She's good tackles, good runnings, good. Chloe Capstick is another one. She was a winger. Now she's got a fullback, and fullback's a lot of pressure, and she manages it so well. She tackles hard, she runs hard. A few drop balls, but everyone drops balls. Men's Super League, they drop balls.
Yeah. I mean, she's as you said, she tackles well. She'll only improve under the high ball. I talked earlier a little bit about passing skill. Well, these are all improvements that can be made, aren't they? And
yeah, definitely.
I don't think there's a player out there who can't improve.
No.
And that goes, to the best NRL teams in the world. Everyone's looking for improvement. So it's no shame that you've got one or two weaknesses in your game.
No, definitely. And they are weaknesses, like you say, that can be easily worked on. I mean, I know like Chloe in past games, dead confident under that high ball, so it might just have been today that it's just been a bit off.
Yeah.
Hannah Thompson's another young one, like no experience in the rugby background, but she's putting on a shirt and she is trying her best, which is, it's a lot. She's only 17, 18.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and even some of the senior players, that is, they've stood up. They might not have what I call the class around them that they had last year.
Yeah.
But they're still leading by example, and the likes of Vanessa Temple running as hard as ever.
Yeah, definitely.
And Nicole Stewart, we saw that little break in the second half where a leg drive pumped for and got an extra 10-15 metres. They're turning up, aren't they? They're not shying away from the challenge, are they?
No, definitely not.
So, whilst 7-8-0, 7-8-0, we are clutching at straws for positives, but we're just going to work again and go again. And we'd just like to congratulate Leeds Rhinos. Totally dominant, professional performance. Wish them luck for the remainder of the season, and hopefully we get our season back on track against St Helens next week, and then Wigan, Huddersfield, York to come. All great games. Perhaps we'll target that Huddersfield game as a potential win after our victory against Lee. Huddersfield themselves have improved a lot this season, but perhaps not the talent of the top four. But time will tell, and if not, we'll go again next year.
Yeah, definitely. We've got pre-season to work on everything as well, so...
Yeah. So we'll sign off now. Thank you very much to my friend here, Shannon Parker. That's her debut on the streaming, and she's done a great job for me, Steve Neal. And we'll be back for, hopefully, in a fortnight on the Saturday the 30th of August, 2 p.m. kickoff, Barrow Raiders v Wigan Warriors. So if you want to keep watching Women's Super League on the streaming, we'll be there, and we'll be there on fortnight after that, Sunday 14th maybe, something like that. 8th I think. Yep. No, 7th. Sunday the 7th, right. I'm getting my memory sorted out. Trying to get the fixture list in my head going. York Valkyrie, sorry, not Viking. York Valkyrie, 7th of September. That's on a Sunday, 2 p.m. So we'll be streaming both those games. As long as the RFL continue to allow us to do so. So Wigan 30th Saturday 2 p.m, York 7th 2 p.m. Okay, look forward to seeing you then. Thanks again to Shannon, and thank you all for watching and listening to our rubbish that we've been talking for the last hour and a half. All right, thank you very much. Bye for now.